Okay, hello everyone. My name is Cosplay, and tonight we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make stuff look like wood. So I got a couple little sample pieces here. I have a piece of piping insulation foam, as well as just a standard, I think this is a half-inch or maybe probably half-inch piece of EVA foam. Just a little sample piece here. And then I've got my soldering iron here, all nice and hot. And basically it's the same process for both of these materials. And kind of just the degree to which you're gonna use them is a little different in the materials for which you use them. Now for the EVA foam, I've used things like here this telephone pole weapon that I made. You can see the kind of the planks here that I did. As well as this is a kind of a wrist guard with spikes, kind of a wood thing I made for one of the cosplays my sons and friends did. And then of course here's the Groot that I'm still almost finished with, but as you can see this is actually the piping insulation foam where I used some of that, as well as you can see the pipe insulation foam I used here on the telephone pole. So it just kind of depends on what you're using. If it's more of a branches or more wood planks, it kind of depends on what you're wanting to use for. So I'll take my soldering iron here and we'll take our little piece of foam, and I'm just going to start drawing some grains in here. Now you can just kind of make them random. You can draw them ahead of time if you want. I've kind of just gotten used to it and just sort of kind of draw them randomly. Now you want to go a little deeper with some and others, and you want to make sure you definitely have some that are a little deep so they'll show up even after you paint. So just to get them deep, just hold the soldering iron there a little longer. And then we'll also want to get our edges here. Just kind of make it look like they're all coming over. And then I can maybe, if I want to do some knots here, so I can just take the side of the soldering iron, just kind of drag it along here a little bit, and make myself a nice little notch here in the wood. And I'm going to get the other sides here, and you make sure you're kind of following the same grain patterns as you're going through. And then the last thing we're going to do here, if you want newer wood, this will work good. A lot of times I want my wood to be a little more rough looking. So I'm going to take my soldering iron, I'm going to turn it sideways here, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges here and sort of brush the top here till it kind of singes just a little bit. You can kind of see that. And that'll sort of give it that kind of rough texture. And there we go. That piece is pretty much done and ready for painting, and you can adjust it. You can add a few more little holes here if you want. Now for the piping insulation foam, it's pretty much the same process, except it'll burn a lot quicker. So you really, first of all, you make sure you want to kind of hold straight down. If you edge it all this way, it'll definitely burn through it really quickly. So you don't want to let it go in there too quick. So I'm just gonna quickly draw these lines. You'll kind of see how quick I'm going here, and I'm just gonna kind of make sure I get in there and make sure I'm coming in at a perpendicular. This was a piece, looks like I had kind of painted partway before, but I think this is one of the pieces that fell off Groot. And we'll just kind of keep twisting here. And then again, now we'll turn our soldering iron sideways and we're going to rub it all along the outer edges. Again, give it that kind of rough look to it. And then we'll also burn our edges a little bit, kind of give it that organic look. And just kind of, you get a feel for it and kind of burn it down a little bit. I would recommend wearing a mask in a ventilated area when you do this. Fumes are not a whole lot of fun to breathe in. And now this one is ready for painting as well. And our next tutorial we'll talk about how to paint. Thanks everyone and have a great night. I'm Cosplay.